Hello everyone, it's Sean. I am the managing director here at CinemaBlend, and as you likely know by this point, I'm working my way through every episode of Game of Thrones before we get to Season 8. And I am finally up to Season 3, Episode 1. You're going to want to follow me on this journey, whether you are a newcomer to Game of Thrones like I am, or a seasoned veteran who just wants to watch a total sweet summer child, I forget what you guys are calling me now, experience all of the shocks and surprises that come with a Game of Thrones watch. Go down, hit subscribe, turn on your notifications. That way, every time I post one of these videos, you will be alerted to it immediately, and you can dive right in and watch me react to Game of Thrones. Here we go, Season 3, Episode 1, called Valar Dohaeris. I would say that Valar Dohaeris is probably a person. That's my guess going into this right now. I'm freezing looking at you. Ooh! Direwolves to the rescue. Get them enhanced robo-pups. Oh! Alright, someone knows the fire kills these guys. Direwolf just set that thing on fire? No, here we go. Okay, never mind. Oh! How about this? The Night Watch.
Did you send the ravens?
Probably not.
That was your job. We need to get back to the wall. We know what's out there, but we have to make it. Have to warn them.
God, look at that shot.
Or before winter's done. Everyone you've ever known will be dead.
Oh, a giant! Oh, look at that! It's been a major tease for Mance. So who's playing him? It's gotta be someone significant. You don't tease a character like this for so long off screen without getting a stellar...
What do we want with the baby claw?
His baby killed Coronathan.
Is that Mance?
He wants to be one of us.
Your Grace. Your Grace? Did you hear that? From now on, you'd better kneel every time I fart.
Stand, boy.
That's Kieran Hines. Nice.
We don't kneel for anyone beyond the wall.
That's gotta be Mance.
Why do you want to join us, Jon Snow?
I want to be free.
No, I don't think so.
Neither do I.
I think what you want most of all is to be a hero. I'll ask you one last time. Why do you want to join us?
I saw Craster take his own baby boy and leave it in the woods. I saw what took it.
You're telling me you saw one of them? And why would that make you desert your brothers?
Because when I told the Lord Commander, he already knew. Thousands of years ago, the first men battled the White Walkers and defeated them. I want to fight for the side that fights for the living. Did I come to the right place?
They stay outside.
I'm not afraid of you, little brother. You're a clever man. But you're not half as clever as you think you are.
Still makes me more clever than you.
Oh, hey, look at this. Davos. Wilson!
I was in the battle at Blackwater.
Aye, sir. And serving which king?
The one true king of Westeros. Stannis Baratheon.
We should set the siege lines 1,000 yards from Harrenhal.
There won't be a siege. The mountain can't defend a ruin. What's your name, friend?
Qyburn.
I want what is mine, by right. Jaime is your eldest son, heir to your lands and titles. But he is a king's guard, forbidden from marriage or inheritance. The day Jaime put on the White Cloak, he gave up his claim to Casterly Rock. I am your son and lawful heir.
You want Casterly Rock?
It is mine, by right.
We'll find you accommodations more suited to your name. And as a reward for your accomplishments during the Battle of Blackwater Bay, And when the time is right, you'll be given a position fit for your talents, so that you can serve your family and protect our legacy. And if you serve faithfully, you will be rewarded with a suitable wife. And I would let myself be consumed by maggots before mocking the family name and making you heir to Casterly Rock.
Why?
Why? You ask that? You who killed your mother to come into the world? You are an ill-made, spiteful little creature, full of envy, lust, and low cunning. Men's laws give you the right to bear my name and display my colors, since I cannot prove that you are not mine.
Oh.
And to teach me humility, the gods have condemned me to watch you waddle about, wearing that proud lion that was my father's sigil and his father's before him. But neither gods nor men will ever compel me to let you turn Casterly Rock into your whorehouse. Go, now.
Oh, what I wouldn't give to be dressed down by Charles
Your
Dance.
rights to Casterly Rock. Go. The next whore I cut in your bed, I'll hang.
Watch out for her. I always do. Watch out for her with him.
And Danny has a ship.
Some say the Unsullied are the greatest soldiers in the world.
The greatest slave soldiers in the world. The distinction means a good deal to some people.
Do those people have any better ideas about how to put you on the Iron Throne?
They're the first Dothraki who've ever been on a ship. They followed me across the poison water. If they'll do it, others will, and with a true Khalasar.
The Dothraki followed strength above all, Khaleesi. You'll have a true Khalasar when you prove yourself strong. And not before.
And there is still a war to fight.
I am fighting.
By burning prisoners alive.
I wasn't there when the wildfire killed our men by the thousands. I could have saved those men.
Then where
you
were
would have
you?
taken the city, Stannis would now sit upon his rightful throne, and you would stand beside him. But I wasn't there, because you convinced your king to leave me behind.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What I told your son is true. Death by fire is the purest death.
This woman is evil! She's a mother of demons!
Take him to the dungeon, lock him in a cell.
Your Grace! Come on!
You've chosen the darkness, Sir Devil.
She will destroy us all!
Under King Joffrey's leadership, your fathers saved the city. From now on, we're going to take care of you.
I paid a visit to an orphanage the High Septon told me about.
Marjorie does a great deal of work with the poor back in Highgarden.
The lowest among us are no different from the highest if you give them a chance and approach them with an open heart.
An open heart is what you'll get in Flea Bottom if you're not careful, my dear. Not long ago, we were attacked by a mob there. We had a full complement of guards. It didn't stop them. The king barely escaped with his life.
My mother's always had a penchant for drama. Facts become less and less important to her as she grows older. Our lives were never truly in danger.
As Solora said, Lady Marjorie has done this sort of charitable work before. I'm sure she knows what she's doing.
Every day they drill from dawn to dusk until they have mastered the short sword, the shield, and the 3 spears. Only 1 boy in 4 survives this rigorous training. Their discipline and loyalty are absolute. They fear nothing.
He begs you attend this carefully, Your Grace.
There is no need.
My master points out that men don't need nipples.
What is that? Who's this Obi-Wan Kenobi?
I owe you my life, sir.
The honor is mine, my queen.
Oh, hey!
You know this man?
Sure does.
I know him. As one of the greatest fighters the Seven Kingdoms has ever seen. And as the Lord Commander of Robert Baratheon's Kingsguard.
King Robert is dead. I've been searching for you, Daenerys Stormborn, to ask your forgiveness. I was sworn to protect your family. I failed them. Allow me to join your Queen's Guard, and I will not fail you again.
Her army begins. All right, let's talk Season 3, Episode 1. As we've come to expect from almost all of these episodes, we're starting to just plant the seeds. Valar Dohaeris. Did I miss that? What is it in reference to? The episode opens with a sound that's going to give me goosebumps every time I hear it, which is the scream of the White Walker, right? Ugh. And it's something that's echoed later in the episode where we, again, off screen, hear the scream of something else, but it's Dany's dragons. We see that they're bigger, they're growing, and Dany has a ship now. Daenerys has a ship, and she's searching for an army. I find that interesting that they use that sort of way to parallel the scream of the White Walkers and the shriek of the dragons, because they're to me right now two of the biggest threats. Jon Snow is finally in the presence of Mance Rayder, and it's played by the brilliant Ciarán Hinds. That's almost quite as good as casting Charles Dance. If we get a scene where Ciarán Hinds and Charles Dance share dialogue written by Game of Thrones screenwriters, I may just explode. Because if you wanted some of the best dialogue in this episode, it was the scene with Tywin Lannister and Tyrion, where they were sort of feeling each other out. Because Tyrion's not wrong. Like, he is responsible for saving King's Landing, because Joffrey clearly was not going to get it done. But when he asks for Casterly Rock, Tywin says, "This is why you will never get it. Like, you'll get a position that's worthy of your name. You are a Lannister. But you basically are a drunkard who lays with whores." We learn while Jon Snow is with Mance that giants exist. Our first look at giants. So we've seen White Walkers and giants and growing dragons and all the threats that shouldn't be anymore, because for 1,000 years nobody saw them. Tyrion's scar is damaging him in more ways than he cares to admit. He's been wounded emotionally. And I found it really interesting when Cersei comes to visit him and says, like, "I'm not scared of you, little brother," but he's clearly scared of her. And he recognizes that since he's lost his position as the Hand of the King, he has no leverage, he has no power, and he has a lot of enemies in King's Landing. We found out that Davos has survived the attack and has been marooned on a rock. But while he's gone, the Red Priestess has managed to get into Stannis' head and drive a wedge between what little sense of stability Stannis still had in his brain. And he now blames he blames Davos for not letting him bring the Red Priestess with him into battle, because it was Davos's recommendation of, "She's poisoning your brain, she's not the best advisor for you, and let her go." Sansa meets with Littlefinger, and the two of them start to plot an escape, but not before Shae could be warned. Look out for Sansa, and especially look out for her with Lord Baelish. He does not have the best intention for her. And Dany and the ship. So Dany's looking for an army, and while she's in the course of looking for this army, she meets this horrific slave trader who she's disgusted by. But over the course of the time, there's an attempt on her life, and we're reunited with Barristan Selmy, who I know was working for Joffrey and departed, which was great because it reminded me that there are still some people with morals in King's Landing, and he would not go along with Joffrey's horrific reign, so he took off, and he says since then he's been looking for Daenerys and wants to basically help her build her forces so they can march on Westeros. More people who want to eventually put together opposition to the current people sitting in the throne, which for right now is Joffrey. and is kind of Tywin Lannister, because Tywin's, as the hand of the king, doing all the heavy work. Joffrey is now betrothed to Margaery Tyrell, and it was interesting in the scenes that she had where, you know, she got out of her carriage and met with the orphanage. With just a small move, Margaery becomes the leader that Joffrey could never be. You know, she cares about the people, or she's pretending to, at least convincingly. And then not only is she proving herself to be the leader that can bridge the gap between the common people and the crown, but then she sits down to dinner with Cersei and Joffrey and starts to become a player in the bigger game, right? And the overall political manipulations. And I find that to be pretty fascinating too. Margaery Tyrell is becoming one of those characters who was on the periphery and is now moving towards center. And that's something that happens in Thrones on the regular. These characters who you didn't know how they're going to factor in, all of a sudden they become very important. And I'm beginning to start to pay attention to who Margaery Tyrell is, and Loras also, because I think he's part of her grand scheme, especially now that she's not weighed down by Renly, and I think Renly was holding her back. It seems like the bigger play is with the Tyrell family, or family Tyrell. Oh, I want to mention Robb at Harrenhal, which was a massacre, and I thought Baelish was given Harrenhal, but maybe he just hasn't taken it on yet. I thought Joffrey gave Harrenhal to Littlefinger, so we'll figure out where that goes. Our next video will be Season 3, Episode 2. Go down to the comments and let me know what the title of the episode means. Go down, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, so as soon as we post that reaction video, you guys will be told about it. And thank you again for joining me on my initial run through all of the episodes of Game of Thrones.